It's a terrible football show, all right?
I want whatever you guys are smoking right now.
Come on, Shane. OH. OH.
Oh, baby, yeah! Shane, I swear to God.
Welcome to a terrible football show.
That's my quarterback and my teammate, man.
Ruins my fucking holiday every damn year.
Alex,
What up?
you can thoroughly kiss my ass.
Why not let us decide the top four?
Yeah, let a terrible football show
Let a terrible
decide the top
football
four.
show.
Fuck you, Shane.
Roll Tide. Have a good one, guys.
Oh,
Happy to
fuck
enjoy the
off.
show.
Oh, yeah, he's got to go. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
You know, I like that Baker Mayfield and myself, man. He was baking up there in the Browns, and it just turned into a big old shit pile. So
Get that right. I will fly you out and take you to a game in Dallas of your fucking choice.
Oh, shit. Yeah, he's successful at just giving his terrible opinions, so why can't I? It's a terrible football show after all. Hey, welcome to a terrible football show. It's a terrible football show, all right? I'm having a lot of issues today, I guess.
It's okay.
I accidentally hit the wrong thing on the Steam Deck. Welcome to Terrible Football Show, episode 71. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. We are not starting this thing off with a bang, let me tell you, but it's okay. You know, I'll just, here, how about this? I'll throw on some, it's a terrible football show, so what do you expect? So I'll put on a little music here in the background, so it's still playing in some capacity, so how's that? But yeah, it's just me and Jacob this week. Shane might pop in, we'll see. Ricky already knew he wasn't going to be here these past 2 weeks. He had some other stuff pop up, but Ricky will be back next week, which I know he's very, very excited for. Because next week is Power 5 predictions. This week we're doing Group of 5. Got to give them some respect, okay? We are not just a Power 5 football show, okay? We pay respect to all levels of football, all right? So we're going to be chatting about Group of 5 today. I'm looking forward to it. I have a lot of things I want to chat about. But I do have Jacob here. Jacob, man, how are you? How was your vacation, more importantly?
Oh, my vacation was fantastic, aside from the fact that I almost saw a child die.
What? Oh, man.
I almost saw a child. He was getting charged by a bear, and one of the police officers, the local police officers, whipped it into the parking lot with his sirens and lights on, and the bear just took off in the woods. This bear was 10 feet away from this child that was no bigger than my waist.
Holy
No
shit.
taller than my waist. Yeah, it was crazy.
Man, what a scene.
Dude, I don't know what I would have done if it actually happened.
Yeah.
10 feet, man, if that.
Is this child like related to you, or is it just a child?
No, it was just a random kid.
Okay, random kid. Okay, man, what a scene that could have been.
Yeah,
Jesus
I'd have
Christ.
been scarred for life.
No, I would have been too. Holy shit, man! I'm glad that things worked out well, and I'm glad you had a good vacation. But Lord have mercy. You know, I also had a wild scene that I had happen to me recently. I'll get into that here in a minute, but let's get through all the little starting stuff first. But yeah, today, Group of 5, got a lot to chat about. Looking forward to it. Of course, if you want to join the Discord, you can come chat with us, maybe be part of the shows and stuff as a guest caller. You know, make sure to go over to Rogue Energy, hit the referral link down below, use our promo code Spark3 to get 10% off, and go over to Agent Inc. and buy a jersey, because we have the best jerseys on the website. I'm serious. Go look. Go compare. Go to jerseys. Every jersey we have, the Sparky 3 jersey, the Gamesthetic, the AniMan Plus, let me tell you, and the Terrible Football Show. I mean, who wouldn't want a jersey with a trash can on it? I mean, come on. Like, get your shit together. It's a trash can. Let's go. You know, like, you're supporting the brand. You got a trash can. It's great. Everyone's having a great time. But yeah, so yeah, I had a scene happen to me recently too, man. Me and the lady, we were out and about on a nice Sunday. We just had a very lovely lunch, and we went to one of our local, retro game stores. Okay, sorry, I was reading an email. Subscription price went up, is what it is. We went to our local game store, retro game store that was in the area that we were at, having a good old time, and a fight happened, and I got to break it up.
Oh, you got to break it up.
I'm the one that broke it up. Yep. I wasn't really paying attention to how stuff started. It was my girlfriend that had to like kind of hand signal me that like, hey, listen to what's being said right now, because I was like, we were walking down like the Xbox 360 aisle and whatever, looking at all those and everything. And I started to realize that like, this chick was getting very loud, very vocal. She's like, go ahead and call the fucking cops. See if I care, you fucking nasty ass bitch, and this and that. And I'm like, oh man, what is happening? Oh my God. What is happening right now? And it was, the chick that was saying that, she was the one that came into the store with her like 3-year-old daughter, by the way. All right. Her daughter's there. And this was directed at one of the employees at the store, and who also had her like 4-year-old son there. So the story that I can gather from this is the girl that worked there, she just ended like a 7-year relationship with the other girl's sister. But the dude that she ended the relationship with is like immensely abusive. Like she's got like marks around her throat and stuff when she just got beat up literally last night, like the night before or whatever. And like it just kept going and going. Like shit was like it was getting very loud. And like the person on the counter was like completely calm, never yelled, just kept saying please leave, called the police, was on the phone with the cops, and the other chick was just like mad, like yelling. And then finally, like I'm kind of standing by, I told Christina to go out to the car, and like then the chick that came in there, she chunked her phone at the person behind the counter, behind the game booth, whatever, and ran back there and just started beating the shit out of her. Like I'm talking slamming her face on the glass counter and stuff. And that's when while this is all happening, there's another dude that works here. All right. So like I didn't jump in like to this whole thing because like the person like that's getting targeted by this, like behind the counter, like me and her even like eye contact at one point, and it was a mix of like, please help me and what the fuck is happening from her. But I'm like, I don't work here. Like, is this guy gonna fucking do something about this? And then like, that's whenever she went behind the counter and started beating him up, and I had to go and reach over the counter and like put her in a fucking lock and pull her back. And I was yelling at her. The other dude had to fucking pull her back too. The woman's daughter was crying and ran to Christina, crying. And Christina's just like, oh God, what do I do? Dude, it was a scene, man. It was a scene. She got arrested. She's still in jail right now.
Good.
Dude. Dude, a scene. And here's one of the most interesting parts about it. It's like, that moment, it's like when you fuck up and you immediately know you fuck up. This woman had that realization, because like as soon as it was done, dude, I tore into her. Where it's like, is that your fucking kid? It's like, yeah. It's just like, what fucking example are you setting then? Take your business elsewhere. And instead of like her still being in the heat of the moment, like where like she would want to fight me, she's just like, you're right, and she leaves. Like she's like, it was like it was that instant like, I know I just fucked up.
Oh,
so man, me and you both have had some wild
man.
situations recently.
Oh, completely forgot to tell you this. The first night there, obviously Guy Fieri, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows the mayor of Flavortown.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, we went to a restaurant of his, conveniently named Flavortown, and went to it has like an arcade, and it has duck pin bowling, like the little miniature bowling and stuff like that. Went to the arcade, got a $50 arcade card. I just started playing different arcade games, tried a couple grab machines, failed at them because they're rigged.
True.
I had maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 12 credits left on the card. And there was a game that took exactly 12 credits, so I decided to do it.
Bet.
It was a game where you had to press and hold down a button, and at the right time, you had to release the button for these pair of scissors to snip.
Oh, yeah.
A rope.
Yeah.
I did it on my first fucking try.
Oh, that's what's up.
You want to know what I won?
Oh, what'd you win?
I won a brand spanking new Switch OLED with 2 games and
No way.
A 3 months online membership.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
My
dude.
man. That's what's up. What games?
Oh, it was just Mario Kart and Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury.
Hey, those are good ones.
Hey, I already have a Switch and those games conveniently, so I'm just selling this one.
Do you already have an OLED?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you got 2 OLEDs. Man,
Yeah.
get some extra
Yeah.
cash then.
Exactly.
Oh man, what a get.
I was like the most popular person in the arcade amongst everybody. Everyone was coming up and high-fiving me,
Like, oh, yeah,
shaking my
dude, good
hand,
job.
saying like, yeah, I did a good job, and I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, that's
All
awesome.
I did was cut a rope.
Yeah, that's awesome. Man, shout out to that. Sounds like you had a great vacation besides the bear.
Besides the bear.
Yeah. Also, speaking of you just being like the most popular guy in the area, you're also the most popular guy in the area when it comes to our website, sparky3.com, because recently Jacob's been posting articles for all the group of 5 like power rankings and stuff. So here's also the kicker to it. You don't even have to sign up to the website. You can just go view them right now. But yeah, if you want to sign up to the website, you can sign up for free. You can get email notifications when these go out. You can also sign up for $5 a month, support us further. We'd appreciate that. But yeah, go check out the website, sparky3.com. Jacob is now doing some editing for me. So I appreciate that, man. You're doing a great job. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. A lot more content to come here soon, especially in the lead up to the Power 5 conferences.
Yeah, and more content in all ways, because I know Zach's been working on some videos for the Sparky 3 channel as well. He's been playing some random ass games. Like he played Getting Over It, if you've heard of that game.
Yep.
Yeah, and here's the thing though about him playing Getting Over It. Zach is the one human being on this planet that uses a trackball mouse. So that game was immensely challenging for him. Yeah,
he mouse?
uses a
What?
track. Yes, I shit you not, my guy. A trackball mouse. If you use a trackball mouse, please comment below. I need to know who else uses a trackball mouse.
What is this? The early 2000s?
I don't know, man. He's just like, why would I use a normal mouse when I can use a trackball mouse and not move my hand? I'm not kidding you. That's his logic.
That's the reason?
Yes. You know, I mean, I give him props. It takes skill to use a trackball mouse, especially with the games that he plays. Like, fucking props, dude.
I need pictures of this thing, because if it's like some really, really old rinky dink, you know, with the purple and green adapters into the computer. Oh.
Hold on. I got
you. Oh, geez.
I got you.
I didn't think anybody would ever use those days, at least. Especially for gaming. What?
All right. Hopefully he sends a picture. I just sent him in the Discord. But anyway, let's actually jump into some football. You know, hopefully everyone had a good time listening to our random conversations here. But it's time for football. It's time for the reason why you clicked on this episode or this video or this former live stream or whatever the case is. Group of 5, which, you know, I made a joke to Ricky when we were setting everything up. I was just like, soon this group of 5 Power 5 is going to feel like dead terms, you know, with how, you know, Conference USA is slowly dying, in my opinion. And then, of course, Power 5, Pac-12 is dead. You know, these sound like these are terms of the past. Next year, we may not have these terms anymore. They may be like group of whatever and Power 4, you know. These terms will be of something of the past. So let's start off with American, which, of course, had Tulane last year, who went to New York Six Bowl and won in thrilling fashion. I think it was, 46-45 over USC. Yep. So now that I have in the title for today's episode, it's like, what team in all of the group of 5 can be, you know, what team this year can be last year's Tulane? You know what I mean? Like, who can do that? You know, that's going to be the big question across the entire landscape of the group of 5. So kicking off with the predictions here for the American, I do also want to stress before you really dive into this, we're only going to be talking about conference winners and you know, the potential conference winners. I'm not diving through this whole American conference. So for anyone out there that's a fan of UAB or Tulsa or Temple or South Florida, you're shit out of luck. We're not talking about you. You suck. Get better. We'll chat about you. It's that simple. So for me personally, I'm curious how you feel on this. In my opinion, there are 3 clear front runners for American, and it's not close. And it's UTSA, Tulane, and SMU. Would there be any other team in American that you think could compete with this?
I think there is a dark horse, albeit a slight dark horse, in the American Conference, and that is North Texas.
Really? Okay. All right. I like that. Let's see. Looking at North Texas schedule, I mean, right out of the gates, they got Cal. Cal kind of stinks. So that's a game they could sneak away with. FIU stinks, even though they just revealed some really sick Miami Knights jerseys. They still stink, though. Louisiana Tech kind of stinks. Alberine Christian, that's a dub there. Navy might be a little tough, but they should catch that dub. Temple could be a little tough. They should catch that one. They'll probably lose to Tulane though. Memphis, I feel like Memphis could catch that one. UTSA, they got a couple of strong games, but I mean, like, you know, if they could sneak away with some dubs, you know, like if they could sneak away with the Memphis win, sneak away with the Tulane win, even sneak away with the SMU win, man, you're right. North Texas could be a dark horse there. That stretch, basically starting in week 8, week 9, week 10, week 11, that's their gauntlet, my guy.
I think I have them losing to Louisiana Tech, Tulane, and UTSA.
Okay.
That's their 3 losses this year, but I have them going 9-3, 6-2 in conference play.
Okay, I like that. How do you have SMU going? Because, you know, this is a school that obviously wants to go to Power 5. Do you think they're going to send a statement this year to put them in Power 5?
Well, I also have them going 9-3, 6-2 in conference play. I think they're there, but they don't have enough to get over the hump that they need to in order to make a statement season to join a Power 5 conference.
You'll be shocked to hear my record then.
What do you have them going?
11-1, 8-0 in conference play.
Damn.
The only loss I have for them is Oklahoma, and that does mean I think they can beat TCU in week 4. Because here's the thing that I like about SMU's schedule. No UTSA, no Tulane. That plays in their favor massively. Plays in their favor. Now let me stress, SMU could easily be 9-3 because I see the 3 losses right here: Oklahoma, TCU, and Memphis, and even North Texas. Like I would say week 12 at Memphis, that's a game they could lose. TCU, they could obviously lose that game. It's at TCU, of course, and Oklahoma, I think, is a loss. It's at OU. You know, I mean, they could also go 10-2 and lose Oklahoma and TCU. You know, they could. But I think SMU, I don't think they will get 2-0'd by Oklahoma and TCU. I think they will sneak away with one of them. It could be Oklahoma and they lose TCU, or the way I have it, I think it's more likely the way I have it, but I think they will sneak out with one of those wins.
I actually have them winning against Oklahoma and losing against TCU.
Yeah, so yours are reversed.
Against East Carolina.
That's fair. East Carolina can be a sneaky one, man. Like when I was going through the American stuff, I kept looking at East Carolina. I'm like, they're a team known to be very sneaky. Like, you know, they can get a sneaky dub at any time. Okay, what about Tulane though? How are you feeling on Tulane? You know, they had a phenomenal year last year, a couple L's, one to Southern Miss, and then I don't remember who the other one was. But how do you see them faring this year?
Well, they're definitely going to be tested very early on in the season with South Alabama and Ole Miss.
I know.
But obviously, their biggest matchup of the year is going to be when they go to UTSA in, what is it, late November?
It's actually at Tulane. UTSA at Tulane.
Oh, it's at Tulane.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's last game of the year, man.
They get the returning quarterback who had a phenomenal season last year, but they did lose their star running back.
Yeah, Tajay Spears.
Yep. So I have Tulane doing almost just as good as last season, but taking a slight step back. I have them going 10-2, 7-1 in conference record.
Same here. Exact same.
And they finished second. They do go to the conference championship game. So
okay. Who's your 2 losses? Is it Ole Miss and UTSA?
Let me
that's
see
mine.
here.
Mine's Ole Miss and UTSA.
I actually have them losing week 1 against South Alabama.
What's the other loss then?
I have them winning against Ole Miss.
Ooh, that's spicy. I like that.
Their second loss is here.
No, and for people listening,
UTSA.
Okay, yeah. And for people listening, South Alabama is going to be a legitimate, like, they could lose that game. Like, it's very likely. Like, you know, Tulane, I think this year their ceiling is like a 10-2. I think their floor is an 8-4. That's their absolute floor. Yeah. Because, like, if they like, let's say for the 4 losses, South Alabama, Ole Miss, UTSA, East Carolina, and Memphis, any of those 5 teams, or even North Texas, any of those teams is where they can kind of float and potentially lose. UTSA for me is the front runner. I think Frank Harris coming back is a big deal. I think this guy's. I don't remember the name of the award, but there is an award for the best Group of 5 player. That's essentially the Group of 5 Heisman. I don't remember the name of it. Is it just the Colt Brennan Award?
I think so.
I should have known that if it is. I think it's just the Colt Brennan Award. I think Frank Harris is a strong contender for that. The Group of 5 Heisman. I have them going 11-1, 8-0 in conference play. Their only loss to Tennessee at Tennessee.
That is the exact same with
Yeah.
me. With him returning, and not only him returning, but they also get 16 additional returning starters this season.
That's why it's hard not to, it's hard not to pick against them, pick for them. You know what I mean? Because once I saw like the starter amount coming back, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's handy. Frank Harris is a big W, but that's also a big W.
The only thing I can see getting in their way, at least in the early stages of the season, is the fact that they have a new offensive coordinator coming in.
Yeah.
But other than that, UTSA has a very good likelihood of. I don't see them beating Tennessee, but other than that, they could go undefeated outside of that loss.
Do you think Houston will give them any challenge week 1?
No. I think Houston is taking a dramatic step back again this year.
Yeah, they're going to Power 5 and they're going to be garbage. Well, let's be honest though. I mean, they're an incredible basketball program. I mean, Big 12 is the best basketball conference in college athletics. Let's be real on that. But in terms of football, Houston is going to get fucking smacked. They are going to get absolutely smacked. So the way that my American played out is it's actually UTSA and SMU in the conference game. Since, SMU, I got them going 11-1, 8-0, and I do have UTSA coming out on top, being the American conference champions.
I actually had SMU finishing 5th in the conference.
Me and you are very different on SMU then.
Well, I have them with the same record with North Texas, and North Texas actually finished 3rd, but East Carolina actually finished 4th because in the way I did it, East Carolina beats SMU, and so does North Texas.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. All right.
But UTSA and Tulane have their matchup in the conference game, and UTSA wins it.
Okay, all right. So we're agreeing on UTSA. All right, let's go. All right, let's hop over to Conference USA, which has 2 new additions to this year. Well, I think when I say 2, I mean 2 FCS add to FBS editions. I think New Mexico State's also a new addition. But yeah,
because they were independent.
Yeah, but this, of course, is one of the dying conferences for sure. This conference is on its way out the door. So the first question that I have for you here: how do you think Jacksonville State and Sam Houston State will fare in FBS play?
I think they will do the exact same. I have them both going 5-7 overall, 4-4 in conference play.
Okay.
I think they'll have some good games, but you'll see them. You'll see where the transition catches up with them.
Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, I agree with that. When I was looking at Jacksonville State and Sam Houston, it was tough for me not to look at them and be like, I could see them getting some fucking sneaky wins on someone. Kind of like James Madison when they started off hot and got ranked at 25th. I kind of see it the same thing as especially with Jacksonville State with Coach Rich Rod, whatever. He's gonna find ways to get points. You know what I mean? He is going to find ways to get points on the board. So I definitely think that one's gonna be interesting to watch for sure. Who is the front runner in the conference USA? To me, it's Western Kentucky. I mean, I think they are the clear front runner.
For me, it's actually Liberty.
Really? Okay, they are in my contention. There are 3 teams that I looked at a deep dive for, and Liberty, Middle Tennessee, and Western Kentucky were my 3. I looked at them
that's the exact same for me.
Yeah. Let's see. Western Kentucky, what do you have them going? I'm wondering if me and you are on the same page.
I have them going 9-3, 7-1 in conference.
All right. What's your 3 losses?
Is there an easy way to figure that out on this website?
Oh, what, on the playoffs?
Yeah.
Just click the team logo.
And really?
Yeah, click the team logo. If you're looking at Conference USA stuff right now, click the West Kentucky logo and it pulls up there. Yep.
Nice. I have them losing against Ohio State. I have them losing against Troy. and I have them losing against Liberty.
Man, me and you are almost on the same damn page, my guy. I have them going 10-2, 8-0 in conference play. Ohio State and Troy. OH. I debated so hard on Liberty. Like at one point they were 9-3. They were. I still think that's possible. I think a 9-3 is possible with Liberty beating them. I went back and forth on that game like so many damn times. It's unreal how many times I looked at that damn game. But I think 9-3, 10-2. I think that's kind of that's the realm they should be. It's kind of hard for me to see them losing a fourth game. Outside of those three, to me, it's pretty difficult. I think that's how it's going to end up playing out.
Well, see, the thing when I was deciding on whether or not to pick either Liberty or Western Kentucky in that game was the fact that, yeah, Liberty is getting obviously a new head coach with Jamie Chadwell, but I think by that time that game rolls around, they're going to be more solidified as a team, and the transition will be not as difficult around that time.
Okay. All right. Let's see. When it comes to Liberty, what do you have them going?
I have them going 11-1 overall, 7-1 conference, with their only loss coming to Middle Tennessee.
Okay. See, I have them going 9-3, 5-3 in conference play.
Who's your 3 losses in conference?
Unfortunately for them, they're all in a row.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is where the sneakiness comes in. Their first loss is going to be to Jacksonville State. It's at Jacksonville State. This is where the sneakiness will come into play. Jacksonville State will catch a dub, a magic dub.
Okay.
And then Middle Tennessee and then Western Kentucky. Those are week 7, 8, and 9. I debated on a game early in the year. Like I looked at the Buffalo game a little bit. I looked at New Mexico State a little bit. I still think they'll come out on top with both of those. I even looked at Sam Houston State briefly, but since that one's at Liberty, I gave them the nod on that one. But going to Jacksonville State, I'm telling you, I think Jacksonville State and Sam Houston are going to be very middle of the road, middle of the pack. I do think that.
Yep.
But I think I like Jacksonville State more than Sam Houston, and I like the idea of Jacksonville State just being that team that's going to pull off some magic shit. Like I think they're going to be that team to pull off some magic shit, and I'm here for it.
I don't know if I was necessarily harsh with this conference or if it's just the reality of this conference right now, but I only have 4 teams having a winning record at the end of the season.
What's the fourth?
New Mexico State.
Okay, yeah.
I have them going 8-5, 4-4 in conference.
Okay. Who do you have the worst? Is it FIU? Because they're garbage.
It is FIU.
They're so bad.
The bottom 3 is UTEP and Louisiana Tech at 2-10, and then FIU at 1-11.
Okay.
I think their only win is against the UConn.
Whoa! Hold on. Hold. Pay respect to UConn. They're about to go on a run, my guy.
You think so?
Oh, I am high on UConn right now. They're not in a conference, so I couldn't give them a prediction. But I think UConn could literally come away with like 8 or 9 wins this year.
Really?
I like UConn a lot, my guy. I like UConn a lot this year. They are not the beating to a terrible game of the week this year, man. I like what UConn's cooking. I like it. I like what Jim Mora is cooking up there.
That UConn FIU game might be terrible game of the week.
Nah, man. Nah. UConn's going to be a bowl team this year. They are going to be a bowl team this year.
Okay, you hammering that down, huh?
I put it on your board if you put it back up. UConn will be a bowl team. Yeah, go ahead and make a note for me. I will hammer this all year, baby. I will not back off. UConn will be a bowl team, baby. I love this UConn team. Oh, man. Let me see if I can pull up their schedule.
Got it down in the notes.
All right, bet. UConn will be a bowl team, baby. All right, let's see. Looking at their schedule, they'll probably lose week 1 to NC State, but I could see UConn catching that dub. Week 2, Georgia State. Got it. Week 3, FIU. Got it. Week 3, Duke. Should get it. I've got UConn winning against Duke. But Duke will I've got UConn winning against Duke. It's in Connecticut. Give me UConn, baby. Give me the Huskies. Utah State, give me the Huskies. Rice, give me the Huskies. USF, definitely give me the Huskies. Boston College, give me the Huskies. Tennessee, give me the Vols. James Madison, give me the Dukes. Sacred Heart, give me the Huskies. And UMass, give me the Huskies.
Bro, you only have them losing like 3 games.
There you go, 9-3, baby. Here we go. 9-3, 8-4. Let's go.
You have them beating Duke?
9-3, 8-4, baby. Let's go. Let's go. UConn Huskies, man. Let's go.
Bro, you are going to be very shocked then on my Power 5 predictions for the ACC.
I can't wait. Anyway, so Conference USA Championship game. I have it's Western Kentucky and Mid Tennessee for me. West Kentucky coming out with the dub.
It is Liberty versus Western Kentucky for me, and I have Liberty coming out.
All right, bet. All right, let's get up to the MAC. This is your backwoods. You know, we're looking up in your area right now.
Oh yeah,
Zach chiming in
best
on chat.
damn conference in the entire NCAA.
Hey Jacob, Zach put his trackball in the Discord, and he also commented in the chat that I'm delusional. What do you expect from me?
Oh, what is that mouse? It
See,
looks like.
I told you he uses a trackball.
What is that?
I told you, man. He used the trackball. He's a madman.
Looks like the damn.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
Linux robot from
Hold up.
2001 Space Odyssey.
Let me see. If, there we go. I've got our Discord pulled up right now on stream, just for everyone to see what we're talking about. This man is See, I told you. He said in the chat, it is masterclass, all movement with no wrist. I told you. That is his logic. For everyone,
I need to play a video game with this guy.
He's actually really good at games too. That's what's wild. No, like if you're listening to the audio format, you're not getting the full experience. You need to go to youtube.com/@Sparky3, subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend, and tune into the episodes, and you can see Zach's trackball on screen. So shout out to that. Shout out to the fact that I had that scene ready to go.
That is
what a madman!
Something else.
What a
Man.
madman!
It looks like a wart on the side of the mouth.
A wart! Oh my god! Oh Lord! All right. So what were you saying about Mac? I'm sorry, I cut you off. I got caught up by this fucking trackball.
I was just boasting about how the MAC is the best damn conference in the entire NCAA as far as competitiveness goes.
But dude, you're not wrong on that. So like so Tyler, when he was with the show, you know, he was a huge MAC supporter. He loves the MAC. Loves it, dude. And the thing that I would always say to Tyler that was so cool about the MAC is, dude, the MAC just exists in their own little world. You know, like away from everyone else, and they just compete against each other, and it's just a great fucking time.
Yep.
Like out of all the group of 5 conferences, they are the only one, in my opinion, that truly exists in their own little realm. You know, everyone does to an extent, but like, you know, you look at the Conference USA, it's like, yeah, they obviously have a lot of conference games to play, but let's be honest, they're also just a beating conference. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like a conference to go get their shit wrecked, and MAC kind of is too. But the MAC is, man, when they play against each other, those games are competitive. MAC football is good football. Electrifying. It is good football, my guy. All right, so I'll let you lead this one off since it's your country. How do you think the MAC's going to play out?
All right, so I think there are 3 teams that have the potential of winning this conference, and really everybody else is middle of the road, if not worse. Those 3 teams are the Ohio Bobcats, the Toledo Rockets, or the Northern Illinois Wolfpack, baby. Listen, I am so upset. I am so upset that I decided not to be a Husky fan anymore.
He did. He just chat about this just recently. Are you going to retract this? Are you going to go back to being NIU number 2?
I can't.
You can. It's still early enough. You can.
Can't do Washington State like that. Actually,
I mean, look, dude. Like, hey, NIU has a special connection to you. It's the first game you ever went to. All right, you know that's a big deal. I mean, I've flip-flopped on teams before. You know, like Jacksonville, I only settled as a for sure number 2 team in the pros for me once I started this show. It was always like Cleveland or Jacksonville for me. And I hard set on Jacksonville because I thought about it. I'm like, I like Cleveland just because they're so bad, and that's what I like about them. I just love torturing myself with bad teams. But I was like, I've been a Jags fan since literally 08. Like, come on, let's get it. We're going with Jacksonville. Like, come on, man. You can still jump on the NIU bandwagon and put Washington State at 3. I like Oregon State. They're like number 3 for me. Come on now.
I love NIU, man. They just have such shit luck outside of the MAC championship victory that they got a couple years back.
Yeah.
Last year, it was the quarterback going down, and it just completely derailed the entire season, and they were one of the worst teams in the MAC. But he's back.
Yeah.
He's back this year.
How electrifying was it when Jordan Lynch was there?
Oh, yeah. Yep. The 3 teams I have, so I have Northern Illinois going 10-2 overall, conference 7-1, division 5-0. I have Toledo close behind them at 11-1 overall, but they lose the divisional game, obviously, to Northern Illinois. So that gives Northern Illinois the number 1 spot in the West. And then Ohio is the only team out of the East that has a snowball's hell a chance to winning the East. Buffalo's pretty close to 7-5, but Ohio 10-2, 8-0 conference, 5-0 division.
So you don't think Miami of Ohio has any shot?
I think they're on the up and up, but I think I have them going 6-6.
Because believe it or not, I have Miami of Ohio winning the East.
Really?
Yep, by 1 game. Because I have Ohio and Miami of Ohio going the same record, but basically the decider is that Miami of Ohio will catch the dub in Week 9. I think it'll be a close game. Ohio could win that game because it is at Ohio, but I've got Miami getting the upset.
But they also faced Toledo too this year, and
no, that's one of their losses. Don't get me wrong, they got losses.
That is one of their losses. Okay,
yeah,
okay, good.
No, their 3 losses is they're going to lose to the true Miami team Week 1. They're going to lose to Cincinnati Week 3 and Toledo Week 8. That's their 3 losses for me. I have them going 9-3, 7-1, 5-0 in division.
I have them losing, obviously, to Miami. I have them losing to Cincy, Toledo, Ohio, and Buffalo.
Buffalo was one that I looked at. Buffalo is a team that I think can get some sneaky dubs. Ohio for me is a team I'm with you. I think they have one of the best shots to win the East. For Ohio, I have them going 9-3, 6-2, 4-1. Their losses being to San Diego State, Northern Illinois, and Miami of Ohio. That's their 3 losses for me.
I have them losing 2. That's San Diego State, and only because it's in San Diego. If it was in Ohio, I would pick Ohio for that game.
That's fair.
And their second one coming against Iowa State, because Iowa State last year blew them out of the water.
Yeah, I've got them actually getting the dub on Iowa State.
I would love that, but I think it was like a 40-some point game to a very low score.
I'm not high on Iowa State this year because of everything that's happening right now.
I've never been high on Iowa State. They just, for some reason, always end up beating teams that they
shouldn't beat.
Couldn't, and then losing to teams that they should. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I saw a funny little Twitter thread earlier about Oklahoma State where it's just like OSU fans, like, do you agree with this thread? And it's like 7-5. It's like the question is, should it be time to fire Gundy? And it's just like 8-4. It's just like, okay, we got to do better. It's like 9-3. It's like, okay, we got to do better. It's like 10-2. It's like we're one of the most underrated programs in the country, whatever, blah, blah. And then it's like 11-1. I fucking hate Iowa State. I saw that. It just made me laugh because that is true. For the West, I'm actually reverse with you on that one. I've got Toledo winning the West. I've got NIU coming in second. NIU for me, I have going 8-4, 6-2, 3-2, with their losses being to Boston College that they could very easily win, Nebraska in week 3, Toledo week 5, and then out of nowhere, out of left field, RKO out of nowhere from Eastern Michigan in week 8.
Whoa.
Yep.
I understand they're the better Michigan out of the West, but hold your horses.
Eastern Michigan with an RKO out of nowhere.
You know, actually, statistically speaking, Eastern Michigan is the hardest Division I collegiate program to win at.
Really?
Yep, because of how terrible the recruiting is in that area, because you not only have Michigan State, but you also have Western Michigan and Central Michigan, which have both better academic records than Eastern Michigan does.
Yep.
And also the program is not relatively new, but they're new enough to where they don't have too much clout for themselves.
True.
But I have Northern Illinois only losing 2 games, and that's to Nebraska and to Ohio.
Okay, now I'm real curious. What do you have Toledo going?
I have Toledo going 11-1, 7-1, 4-1, and the only loss coming to Northern Illinois. That's why they're not first in the West.
Oh, okay. See, I have them also going 11-1. I have them going 11-1, 8-0, and 5-0. Their only loss to Illinois week 1, and then going on an 11-0 stretch from there.
I think they have a pretty damn good opportunity to beat Illinois.
I agree with you, and they could go 12-0 in my opinion. The thing about Toledo, if I remember right, I could be wrong, so any hardcore Mac purist or Toledo purist, don't burn me at the stake, please. But I think Toledo's also a team getting like 16 starters back. Like, this team is ready to go, okay? This team's ready to run, and I'm on the Rockets. I am on the rocket going straight to the moon right now.
Yeah, they're getting 16 total starters back, including their quarterback, who nearly threw for 3,000 yards last year and had 32 touchdowns.
Boom.
He was one of, if not, I think the top MAC quarterback in the West. They're also returning both of their top wide receivers and also their number 1 running back. Not to mention all MAC stars that they have on their defense returning this year too. Toledo is stacked on paper as far as the group of 5 realm goes.
I agree. And that's why I actually have them winning the MAC. My MAC championship is Toledo and Miami of Ohio. Ohio just barely getting nudged out of that, and the championship going to Toledo. So I'll go ahead and drop my one little spoiler here for everything. I think Toledo could be that team that could be the Tulane of the group of 5, but not because they're going to be on the same level of Tulane per se, of like in terms of total skill. Like, I don't think you're going to see like a ton of NFL talent come out of this team. You could. I could be wrong on that. We'll see. But I think they could go 12-0. Like, I think Toledo will be ranked by the time the season is over.
I have the MAC championship being decided by Northern Illinois and Ohio, with Northern Illinois coming out with the victory, returning back to the top where they once were 2 years ago.
Okay. All right, let's hop over to the Mountain West, the home of one of my favorite teams, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, baby. You know, I got a lot to chat about on these. No,
I'm sure you do.
No, the Mountain West is going to be really interesting this year because honestly, the Mountain West, man, I'll be real with you. I think it's between 4 teams. I think 4 teams could come out on top in the Mountain West. Like,
who's your 4th?
Who's your 3?
The obvious: Boise State, Air Force, and Fresno State.
San Diego State's my other one.
Really?
Yep.
I have them going 7-5, 4-4 in conference.
I've got them going 9-3, 7-1.
What?
Yep. Their only losses is UCLA, the Beavs, and Boise. So 3 weeks in a row of losses.
I have them losing to UCLA, Boise State, Air Force.
Hold on.
Utah State.
Pump the brakes. You have them beating the Beavs. Disrespectful.
No comment.
Disrespectful.
No comment.
The Beavs are gonna tear some shit up, baby. Let's go.
And here's the surprise that might surprise you the most is I have them losing to Colorado State.
Actually, that doesn't surprise me the most. I think Colorado State is a team that's gonna be on the up and up. I'll be real with you.
Same.
I'll be real with you. So I don't think that's surprising. I think Colorado State could catch some dubs, some sneaky dubs in this conference, my guy.
I 100% agree with you. I think out of all like the mid-tier teams to the bottom tier teams, Colorado State's probably on the top for me.
Yeah. Now, I want to stress about San Diego State. I have them going 9-3, 7-1, whatever in conference play. But that 9-3 could change very quickly. Like they could lose week 1 to Ohio. They could. It may be at San Diego, but they could lose there. We just said that. We're both in agreement. San Diego State will catch that dub. UCLA, that's an L to me. Oregon State, I'm telling you, that's going to be an L for San Diego State. Give me the Beavs on that one, especially since it's at Oregon State. Boise State, Air Force, those are both probably going to be losses. I think Colorado State could be a sneaky loss, and I think Fresno State week 14 could be a loss too. Like this record could change very, very quickly in terms of how they do. So I do see how you can get a 7-5. Like it's like, and that's how I feel about every single one of these 4 teams. Is that these teams, man, like Boise State, my guy. Let me pull up their schedule. This team could float anywhere from 10-2 to like 8-4. Like I mean, like it could float anywhere in there. So for like me personally, I've got Boise State going 9-3, 7-1. Their 3 losses being Washington and UCF, and then Fresno.
Okay.
Like,
I have them going 10-2, 7-1 in conference. I have them losing to Washington, and I have them losing to Fresno.
So you got them catching the dub on UCF. Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
I think UCF is going to have a shit year this year.
Really?
Yep.
We'll chat about it next week. We'll chat about it next week. No, I mean, like, their schedule could also flip. I've got them going 9-3, but it could very well change. I mean, it could be in multiple places. It's the same thing with Fresno State, because Fresno State, I have them going 9-3, 6-2. Their losses being to Arizona State, Utah State in week 7, and San Diego State week 13. They could easily catch a dub on Utah State. They could lose to Wyoming. They could lose to Purdue. There are games in here that they could lose to that I have them winning. I mean, there are games that I have them winning. They could, there's someone that can bounce around. Like that, the Mountain West, out of all the group of 5 conferences, I think the Mountain West is going to be the most entertaining to watch this year as a whole.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
I can see them just eating each other apart.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's going to be so damn fascinating about it. Because like Air Force, I have them going 8-4, but they could float up higher.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I have Fresno State going 10-2, 6-2 in conference. I have them losing to San Jose State and San Diego State.
And this was
I have the best record. Not number 1, they're number 2, but the best record. I have Air Force going 11-1, 7-1, with their only loss coming in the final week against Boise State.
Okay. Okay. Now, how do you?
I think Air Force has a big opportunity to be the Tulane of last year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. I'm here for that.
We haven't gotten to the team yet that I think is going to be the Tulane of last year.
Oh, so it's in one of the upcoming conferences.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now, how do you think Hawaii is going to go? Shout out to your Mountain West Conference, power rankings. You did give a synopsis for Hawaii. I appreciate that because, like, basically for all of his articles, as he got down to the shittier teams, he didn't write anything, which is totally fair. I wouldn't either, but he did write one for Hawaii, and I appreciate that. How do you see Hawaii faring?
So I have Hawaii going 4-9, 3-5 conference, which is better than last year. Don't get me wrong, and they are on the up and up. But I have them losing back-to-back games to start the season against Vanderbilt and Stanford. They lose against Albany, or they win against Albany, obviously. They lose against Oregon. They lose against New Mexico State. They beat UNLV. Take a loss to San Diego State. Win against New Mexico. Lose against San Jose State. Everybody's going to beat Nevada, so they're going to beat Nevada. Lose against Air Force. Lose against Wyoming. Lose against Colorado State.
Okay. In terms of the losses, me and you are basically on the same page, except I do have them catching a couple more dubs. So I think with Timmy's second year as head coach, I think there's going to be a lot of progression, and even what you said is technically better. So that's progression, even though it's not much, but it is more. unfortunately, fuck you, Ricky. Hawaii will probably lose week 1 against Vandy, as well as lose against Stanford. But, you know, I do have them losing against Oregon, losing against New Mexico State, losing against San Diego State, losing against Air Force, and losing against Wyoming. So where you and I differ is I have them beating San Jose State this year, and I have them beating Colorado State at the end of the year. With them going 6-7, 5-3 in conference, which I think going 5-3 in conference is a big leap from what they were last year. So yeah. I mean, like if they go 6-7 in Timmy's second year, like, hey, dude, I'm here for it. Like that's a big W. In my opinion, and just to keep, let the Rainbow Warriors just continue to grow. And obviously T's and P's to everything going on over in Hawaii. I mean, that's unbelievably tragic. Speaking of T's and P's, failed to start the show with another set of T's and P's. T's and P's to the family of Alex Collins. Random tragic passing on that one. So big T's and P's on that one for sure. But yeah, T's and P's to Alex Collins, family and friends, and T's and P's to everyone over in Hawaii right now because it's a very, very tragic thing going on over there. But no, Hawaii, I think 6-7, I think is something that's very plausible. But I'm not going to actually dispute you. I think we could lose to San Jose State, and I think we could lose to Colorado State. I do. That's totally two things that can happen. I'm not going to dispute you on that.
Honestly though, I could see them catching a sneaky dub early in the season.
Is it against Stanford?
Yep.
I agree. I floated with that one hardcore.
Honest to God, Stanford is such a shit program.
Agreed.
It has been for a very long time.
Yeah. Like, I actually think, I was wondering if you were going to say it or if I had to, but I actually think Hawaii could beat Stanford. I think it's actually possible, especially just at home. Like, I think Hawaii can get that dub. I really do.
It really sucks that Hawaii has to go to Oregon, though.
I know, dude. That's going to be like the Michigan game last year for us.
Yep. The Mountain West I only had 2 teams out of all the group of 5 going 0-12 this entire season.
Really?
Nevada was one of them.
Nevada stinks, dude.
Yeah. The other one I forgot to mention was Central Michigan.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Central Michigan sucks.
Yeah, they also fucking stink. When I did the mega picker before it lost my save, I think FIU was one of mine. I think I had them going like 1-11.
I had them also going 1-11.
Like they are bad. They are so bad. But man, they launched some sweet ass jerseys, so they're gonna at least look good while being bad. So
yep.
I guess shout out to that. Look good, feel good, but not play good. Unfortunate. All right, so let's go to the Sun Belt. Well, let's hit conference championship. Sorry about that. So for me, the championship game would be Boise State, San Diego State. With how it plays out, Boise State getting the dub.
I got Boise State, Air Force. I have Air Force winning.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the Sun Belt, which I assume will hold your Tulane of 2023 because we're down to the last one. So go ahead and hit me with it. Go ahead and let the world know who in the Sun Belt will be this year's Tulane.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I think there are only 4 teams that are above everybody else in this conference. There's a lot of middle of the road.
I agree.
There's a lot of shit.
I agree.
The 4 teams, 2 teams being from the East, 2 teams being from the West.
Agreed.
The 2 teams from the East are Marshall and Coastal Carolina.
Agreed.
2 teams from the West are South Alabama and Troy.
Also agreed.
I have Troy being the Tulane of this year.
Ooh, that's not what I was expecting to hear. I thought you were
going to go with.
I thought you were going to go with South Alabama.
See, I have South Alabama going 9-3, 6-2, 5-1.
Oh, what do you have Troy going then?
I have Troy going 11-1, 8-0, 6-0.
Okay, all right.
I have South Alabama losing to Oklahoma State, Troy, and Marshall.
Okay. See, for me, I've got South Alabama going 10-2, 8-0 in conference. Their 2 losses is to Tulane and Oklahoma State. That's it. And then Troy, I have them going 9-3, 6-2 in conference. Their losses being Kansas State, James Madison, and South Alabama.
I have Troy's only loss being K-State, which I, honest to God, think they could win.
And basically go 12-0?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I like that prediction.
Troy is making a New Year's Six bowl game.
You got to put it down on the board, my guy.
I'm hammering it.
Yeah, you got to put that down on the board. That's it. Yeah, you got to hammer that in, just like I hammered UConn. UConn's making a bowl game, baby. They're making a bowl game. Let's get it. Oh, okay.
No, but other than the 4 teams that I mentioned, they're all gonna eat each other up, and
Yeah, they are.
It's gonna get pretty ugly outside of the top 4 teams.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree to that. I mean, Southern Miss is going to struggle a lot. Arkansas State's going to struggle a lot. Texas State stinks. Louisiana. James Madison will.
Yep.
They'll make some noise. They will. But I don't think they're going to be a competitor this year. I think they just have some tough matchups. I mean, week 1 easy dub for James Madison in my opinion. Then week 2 playing Virginia at Virginia. Virginia's not very good, but I think they're better than James Madison. And then going to Troy, going to Utah State, which Utah State, they're not the 11-1 Utah State they were a few years ago. They're not, but they're still a team that I think can get some wins. And then they're hosting South Alabama. They're hosting Georgia Southern, which is a team that Georgia Southern is a team that I think can catch wins. I think they can get some shocking wins this year. Then, of course, Marshall. I like Marshall a lot. Old Dominion stinks. Georgia State stinks. UConn, I'm telling you, man, you can watch out for them Huskies, man. Watch out for them Huskies. So James Madison, they have a tough schedule. If they can overcome this schedule, though, James Madison is going to make some massive noise this year. Like, I'm talking massive noise this year.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Now,
I also think that App State might they have the potential of having a really good upset this year too.
Okay, let me look at their schedule. Is it gonna be North Carolina?
Yep.
Oh,
Good. I think they got a good opportunity at that.
That would be. They got the big upset last year at Texas A&M and stole game day. So, I mean,
Yep.
Are they gonna do the same thing to North Carolina? That's the big question. How do you think Coastal Carolina is going to fare? I mean, they lost their head coach, I believe. The new head coach is a former OC of NC State, I think. But Grayson, he's coming back for his final year, even though he tried to transfer and no one wanted him.
Yep.
Do you think they're one of your 4 teams? So how do you think they're going to fare? Because I got them going 10-2.
I also have them going 10-2 with their only 2 losses coming from UCLA and Marshall.
Same here. That's my exact 2.
I have Marshall going 9-3, but they win the East because of that win over Coastal Carolina. Marshall loses to Virginia Tech, NC State, and App State.
Okay. Yeah, for Marshall, for me, I had them going 8-4, but that 8-4 could very well change. I had them losing to NC State, James, and App State, and South Alabama.
I was floating with the James Madison game for Marshall, but what really got me over with Marshall is just the fact that it's at home. Marshall plays good at home.
That's fair. What do you have for the championship game? Is it Troy and Coastal? Troy
It's
winning?
Troy and Marshall.
Marshall, my bad.
I have Troy winning it.
Yeah, Coastal and South Alabama for me. South Alabama. Sun Belt champs, baby. In terms of the question that I have for the title, I mean, you've got Troy being your New Year's Six bowl. I don't know who mine would be. I mean, if Boise State, if they can beat, let's say, UCF and Fresno week 10 and only lose to Washington, it'll be Boise State by default.
Yep.
Just because they've got the history. In my opinion, because of Boise State, Mountain West Conference is the closest thing to the Power 5 because of what Boise State has brought, they would be the 6th conference in a way, just because of Boise State. So if Boise State comes out on top, Boise State will be that group of 5 going to New York 6. Honestly, if Toledo can beat Illinois week 1 and then go 12-0, I think Toledo could be that conversation too. I really do. Western Kentucky as well. They could possibly be in that conversation. But I think the strongest bet right now for me across the board, I would have to give it to UTSA. Across the board, maybe South Alabama. I like UTSA a lot this year. Like, I can't stress how much I like UTSA a lot this year. I was really high on them last year and they let me down, so I feel a little scared. I'm getting real high on them again, but I'm gonna ride this hype train of Frank Harris, baby. I'm gonna keep riding it. I'm here for it, man.
And you know, honestly, I would not be shocked to see Tulane return to a New Year's Six bowl.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You know, especially since they've already got kind of the hype behind them from last year. They still got the quarterback returning. Like, you know, they could go 11-1. Only loss being to Ole Miss, and they could even win that game and go 12-0 and beat UTSA week 13. I mean, that's totally possible. It's at Tulane.
I could definitely see them beating Ole Miss. Honestly, Ole Miss is a big stinker.
Yeah. Can't wait to chat about Power 5 next week.
I can't wait for them to beat Arkansas again this year.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. I can't wait to predict Arkansas's record for a second year in a row.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Me too. I've been looking at it a lot. I'm wanting to piss Shane and Ricky off. But you know, the thing is, though, like, you know, this will be a full conversation for next week. I think Arkansas could be a pretty decent team this year, though. I really do. With drawing a blank on the quarterback's name, KJ Jefferson. Is that it?
KJ Jefferson.
With him returning, and then the running back, forgot his name too. Sanders, I think. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
I
they
think
do
so.
have one of the best backfields in college football. I will, and unfortunately, I have to say that. They're top 5. I'd give them top 5.
Top 10, maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
I don't think they'd crack the top 5 for me.
Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, like, looking at their schedule, they're going to start off 3-0. I'll go ahead and say that right now. But then after that is when shit's going to get rough.
Oh, you think they'll start out 3-0, huh?
Dude, BYU stinks. I'm with you on all the Arkansas slander, but BYU stinks.
Talk about that next week.
Okay. If you have them losing to Kent State, I'm going to lose my mind. But no, that will be a conversation for next week. Overall, group of 5, you know, I know everyone likes to pay attention to the Power 5, which is fair. I mean, that's your NFL talent for the most part. You know, that's all the top of the top. That's where your championship winner is going to be. And, you know, we get it. But group of 5 is a fun conference to watch. The MAC is a lot of fun to watch. You know, I mean, Mountain West is a lot of fun to watch. Check out some group of 5. Follow some group of 5 football. It's some good stuff. You know, it's some good stuff. So definitely recommend trying to check it out some more. I love watching Group of 5. Group of 5 is a blast to watch. Honestly, it really is.
Yep. I honestly prefer watching Group of 5 than I do Power 5 outside of Ohio State stuff.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you 100%. I'd give me a Group of 5, a good Group of 5 matchup over a Power 5 matchup. I'm going to be very real with you. I know we're
like that game. The game last year between Troy and South Alabama, that was one of the most fun games I've ever watched before, outside of obviously my own team.
Yeah. Some of the best games I watched last year were a mix of either group of 5 teams or like some lower end Power 5 teams, if I'm being honest with you. You know, like, you know, Power 5 teams that are notable brands, but they're not, you know, good in football right now. Like, honestly, West Virginia Pitt was awesome last year. You know,
Yeah.
And Pitt had a good year just the year before, but obviously we knew that wasn't going to transition into this year, losing Kenny Pickett and Jordan Addison. But, you know, and then also the week 0 last year, I think it was Illinois and Indiana. That was an electric game, week 1. I loved watching that game. I was having a blast watching it. I mean, you know, I like checking out some of the, you know, not the big dogs of college football. That's where the fun's at, in my opinion.
Honestly, you're not wrong. It really is. And even like every so often when we're able to, because they're not always televised, but every so often when they're televised, you could always usually catch a good FCS game.
Yo, true. I watched some good FCS football last year. Man, FCS is electric, and people don't watch it.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense.
Dude, like, it is some damn good football. You know, and like let me stress this. I want these other like professional leagues to succeed. I want the XFL to succeed. I want the USFL to succeed. I want the arena football comeback to succeed. But man, people are going to like give them a shot and shit on those leagues, but they won't give FCS a shot, and FCS is producing better football. Come on, man. Go watch some
Exactly.
FCS, dude. FCS is electric. Like, you're missing out not watching FCS, guys. Like, FCS is awesome. Oh, geez. All right, well, that covers all of our group of 5 predictions. I guess the last thing, I'm glad I remembered this. I would have felt so damn bad if I did not remember this because he put in work. I do have Ricky's predictions. I just remembered he emailed it to me. All right, here it is. I'm glad I remember. I would have felt so bad if we got through that whole show and I'd forgot to do it because he emailed it to me. All right, so for American, he has Tulane going 11-1, 8-0, SMU 11-1, 8-0. A shocker. He has Florida Atlantic going 8-4, 7-1, and then UTSA going 8-4, 6-2. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. He also has Memphis going 8-4, 6-2. North Texas 8-4, 4-4, and then a big drop off from there. Conference USA, he's got Western Kentucky going 8-4, 6-2, but he has him in first because of winning the tiebreaker. Liberty 9-3, 6-2. Middle Tennessee 6-6, 5-3. He's got Florida. He's got FIU going 8-4, 5-3 in conference. So that's why they're coming in fourth.
Excuse me?
We're gonna have to talk to Ricky next week about the 8-4 for FIU. I have questions. I have a lot of questions on that one.
Yeah, he's got to explain himself.
Yeah, so we got to make note of that one. We got to follow that up next week. All right, for the MAC, he's got NIU going 11-1, 8-0.
Oh
Yeah. Oh yeah. But here's something for you, Jacob. Fuck you. He's got Eastern Michigan going 9-3, 6-2. Someone's with me. Someone's with me. Someone's with me.
No.
Yes, he does.
No.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He's got Toledo going 7-5, 4-4. I'm gonna have to ask him about that one too. I have questions. For the East, he's got Ohio going 8-3, 7-1. Miami of Ohio going 8-4, 6-2 as his tops. That one kind of makes sense. Then it's a pretty big drop off from there. Mountain West, he's got Boise State going 11-1, 8-0, which is something that we chat about. Very possible. Air Force 9-3, 6-2. He has Nevada going 8-4, 6-2.
What? They're one of the worst teams in Division I football.
And then he has, let's see, after that, it's San Jose State, Utah State, and then San Diego State in 6th place at a 6-6, 4-4. And then he has Fresno State at 7th place with a 7-5, 4-4. He's got Hawaii also going 6-7, 3-5 in division, though. So, shout out.
What's with the big drop off for Fresno State?
Yeah, I know. He's a big drop off for Fresno State on that one. I'm going to have to ask him about that one, too. His Sun Belt is pretty interesting, too. I will say that. I like it. I like his Sun Belt. His Sun Belt is very interesting. For the West, he has South Alabama going 9-3, 7-1. Troy 8-4, 6-2. He has Arkansas State going 6-6, 4-4. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, impressive. And then his East, there's one thing that I really like about his East, and it's like, even though I have Coastal Carolina going to the championship game, I can 100% see a Coastal Carolina drop off this year, and that's what he's predicting. His East winner, he actually has Appalachian State with an 11-1 record, 8-0 in conference play. Second, he's got Marshall at 11-1 also, 7-1 in conference play. James Madison in third with an 8-4, 5-3, and then Coastal Carolina at an 8-4, 5-3.
It's not a big drop off for Coastal, but it's big enough.
It's big enough. It's big enough.
Takes him out of contention.
Yeah, exactly. It's big enough. Yeah, we're gonna have to follow up with Ricky on a couple of those points, but I know he listens to the show every week, so I know he got to this point, and now he's listening to me talk to him directly. Ricky, we're going to have to follow up with some of these points, buddy. I got some questions. I know next week is all about Power 5. We're just going to go after, and as soon as we get through the intro of the show, get through all the, hey, how you doing? Go check out our stuff. We're going to have to go ahead and address a couple things. I got questions.
In the words of a wise man, I want what you're smoking.
Oh, yeah. I want whatever you guys are smoking. Shout out. Oh man, Ricky, I'm sorry. I almost forgot about it. I'm sorry. I'm glad I remembered. I'm sorry it took all the way to the end of the episode, but I got you, buddy. I got you. All right. I think that'll do it for today's show, though. Jacob, you got anything else for the show?
No, I think that's it. I'm ready to get on to next week, man. I am so pumped for Power 5.
Oh, me too. Me too. There's so much to chat about on that one. There's some aspects that are really boring to chat about, in my opinion, but there's a lot where it's just like, dude, man, Big Ten. What the fuck's gonna happen in the Big Ten? I've looked at it so many damn times, dude, where there are so many games with certain teams, and I'm just like, oh, dude, they could lose there. They could lose there. Oh
We
man.
got a very interesting scenario happening in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I will say, it may not be the most explosive by any means, but the one conference that I'm the most excited to chat about next week, believe it or not, is the Pac-12. What will the Pac-12 do in what seems to be their final year of existence? There's a lot to talk about there. I'm looking forward to it. Jacob, any last thoughts? Any last words?
No, I think I'm good, man. I got everything out that I wanted to say.
All right. Well, if you listen to the whole episode, we appreciate the hell out of you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. Tune in next week when we go over the Power 5. Make sure to hit everything in the description below, like Rogue Energy, Agent Inc., and join the Discord. Till next time. Oh, also, make sure to join our Run Your Pools for college football and NFL. You can join for free, compete against us all season long. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Bye.